captain, gold medal hero, White House visitor, and now the center of a firestorm shaking hockey fans everywhere.
Team there, I'm just wondering your thoughts on that.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. I mean, we love the women's team. We support them. I mean, the night we won the gold medal, we were hanging out in the dining hall till like 3, 4 in the morning. So, it's unfortunate that, that kind of occurred. We have nothing but love and respect for the women's team and what they were able to accomplish. And, it's amazing that, the men's and women's ice hockey teams are both bringing home gold medals for the United States of America. And I think that should be.
Auston Matthews just said something that split the internet in half. Some call it pride, others call it a mistake. His words about politics, unity, and the women's team are spreading fast. And what this means for his future might surprise you. Auston Matthews is not just any player. He is the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs. He is one of the biggest stars in the NHL. And after helping Team USA win a historic gold medal, he found himself in the middle of a major debate.
Today marks 46 years since the U.S. hockey team shocked the world and defeated the Soviet Union in the Miracle on Ice. And now Americans are celebrating the victory of the U.S. team after they won gold in this year's Olympics.
Team USA won gold in men's hockey for the first time in 46 years. That is a long time. This win meant everything to the players. It meant pride. It meant history. It meant their names would be remembered forever. After the big win, the team visited the White House. This is something many championship teams do. Stanley Cup champions go. Other title-winning teams go. It is a long-standing tradition in American sports. But when Matthews spoke about the visit, the reaction online exploded.
To me, I don't like to get political or get into that kind of stuff. I mean, like I said, we're proud Americans, and winning a gold medal. It's been 46 years since the men's ice hockey team has done that. So, the team that wins the Stanley Cup every year accepts the White House invitation to go. So, I just think it's something that you do, because we are proud Americans, and whatever your political beliefs may be. Hopefully something like this will, hopefully bring more unity to the country and stuff like that. But, for us, we believe it's a great honor no matter who's in.
He said clearly that he does not like to get political. He said he is proud to be American. He said winning gold for his country was an incredible honor. And he explained that visiting the White House is something teams do no matter who is in office as President of the United States. He said it is an honor no matter who is in office. He focused on unity. He said he hopes moments like this bring people together instead of dividing them. Some fans felt uncomfortable about the visit. Politics and sports can be very sensitive. Social media reacted fast. Strong opinions came from both sides. Some supported Matthews for standing by tradition. Others questioned the decision. And because Matthews is captain of the Maple Leafs, everything feels bigger. Leaders are judged differently. Every word matters more. During the discussion, there were questions about comments involving the U.S. women's hockey team. Some online reactions suggested there may have been tension. He said the men's team loves and supports the women's team. He shared that after winning gold, both teams celebrated together. They stayed up late even until 3 or 4 in the morning, hanging out and enjoying the moment. He made it very clear there is nothing but respect. He also reminded everyone of something powerful. Both the men's and women's teams brought home gold medals for the United States. That should be the real story. Now the question is bigger than one visit. It is about sports, politics, leadership, and how athletes handle pressure in today's world. And this is only the beginning of the conversation. The biggest thing to understand is this. Auston Matthews did not attack anyone. He did not argue about politics. He did not debate policies. He kept bringing the focus back to one word: honor. He said winning gold was a great honor. He said visiting the White House was a great honor. He said representing the United States was a great honor. He repeated that it should not matter who is president of the United States. For him, it was about tradition and respect. But in today's world, even simple words can cause big reactions. Some fans believe athletes should stay completely out of political spaces. Others believe visiting the White House is not about politics at all. It is about celebrating a championship and honoring achievement. This is why the reaction became so loud. Matthews is not just any player. He is the face of the Toronto Maple Leafs. He wears the C. That letter stands for captain. It stands for leadership. It stands for responsibility. Some critics online even question whether this could affect how Canadian fans see him. Remember, he plays in Toronto. Hockey fans in Canada are passionate. They expect their captain to focus only on the team and the season ahead. Matthews showed calm leadership during the media session. He did not raise his voice. He did not get defensive. He answered clearly. He showed support for his teammates. He showed support for the women's team. He showed pride in his country. That kind of steady response can matter a lot in sports. It shows confidence. It shows maturity. Now the attention shifts back to the ice. The Maple Leafs are always under pressure to win. Every season, fans hope this is the year. Every playoff run feels important and intense. Will this controversy affect the team? That remains to be seen. But history shows that strong teams often block out outside noise and stay focused. Great leaders focus on performance and preparation. And Matthews has proven many times that he can perform under pressure when it matters most. At the center of this entire story is something simple: a gold medal, a White House tradition, a message about unity. Some people heard pride, some people heard politics, but Matthews made his position clear. He believes in honoring the tradition. He believes in respecting both men's and women's teams, and he believes sports can bring people together. Now the debate continues online. Opinions are still strong. The conversation is far from over. But one thing is certain: Auston Matthews stepped into the spotlight, faced the storm, and spoke with confidence. And in today's sports world, that alone can change everything.
The USA this time around.
Let's face it, heroic move, but if not for Connor Hellebuyck, there's no way Jack Hughes gets that opportunity. Let's bring Craig Button into this conversation. Craig, Connor McDavid, breakaway, stopped by Hellebuyck. Macklin Celebrini, breakaway, stopped by Connor Hellebuyck. No doubt he was the MVP of the gold medal game, Craig?
I don't think there's any question. I think the only reason the USA have the gold medals hanging around their neck is because of Connor Hellebuyck's brilliance. And it was brilliant. Yes, Nathan McKinnon hit the outside of the post and didn't score. But you think about the glorious scoring chances that Canada had time and time and time again, and from their best players. And they really worked Connor Hellebuyck. And Connor Hellebuyck worked just as hard to make sure that that puck wasn't getting...
Connor Hellebuyck just did exactly what Team USA needed in the Olympic final. Facing 40, 2 shots from Canada, he stopped 40. One of them, the gold medal game remained tied for most of the night because of his performance. When overtime arrived, the score was still 1-1. The United States won 2-1, and Hellebuck's saves made that moment possible. The 2026 Winter Olympics men's hockey final brought NHL players back to the Olympic stage. The matchup featured the United States and Canada, 2 longtime rivals in international hockey. Canada entered the game with offensive depth and shot volume. The United States relied on defensive structure and goaltending stability. From the opening period, Canada generated pressure. The Canadians recorded more shots in the first frame. Hellebuyck tracked pucks through traffic and controlled rebounds. Despite sustained offensive zone time from Canada, the United States left the first period with a 1-0 lead after a goal from Matt Boldy. Hellebuyck stopped every Canadian attempt in that period. In the second period, Canada continued to test him. Defenseman Cale Makar scored late in the period to tie the game 1-1. The shot beat Hellebuyck during a sequence of sustained pressure. It was the only puck that crossed the line against him during the entire game. After that goal, he denied every additional attempt. Through 2 periods, Canada held a clear advantage in shots on goal. Hellebuyck faced attempts from the slot, the blue line, and net front scrambles. He maintained positioning and square angles to shooters. The United States defense cleared rebounds quickly, but the volume of attempts remained high. The third period carried gold medal implications with the score tied. Canada pressed for the lead. Hellebuyck stopped multiple chances during close-range sequences. He denied attempts during transition rushes and controlled loose pucks in heavy traffic. Neither team scored in the third period. Regulation ended 1-1. The official stat line showed Canada with 42 total shots on goal. Hellebuyck recorded 41 saves. That resulted in a save percentage above .970 in the championship game. The United States recorded 23 shots in total. The statistical gap in attempts emphasized the role of the American goaltender. Overtime followed under Olympic medal round rules using a 3-on-3 format. The open ice increased the speed of play. The United States began the extra period with possession. Just 1 minute and 41 seconds into overtime, Jack Hughes scored the game-winning goal. The 2-1 result secured Olympic gold for the United States. Hellebuyck's performance preserved the tie long enough for that opportunity. Without the 41 saves in regulation, the game would not have reached overtime. His stops in the second and third periods prevented Canada from extending the score beyond 1-1. Sidney Crosby did not play for Canada in the final due to injury. Despite his absence, Canada's roster featured experienced NHL forwards and defensemen. The shot total reflected sustained offensive pressure even without Crosby in the lineup. The victory marked the first Olympic gold medal for the United States men's hockey team since 1980. That year remains the previous gold for the program. The 2026 final ended a 46-year gap between Olympic titles. Hellebuyck's role in the outcome centered on consistency. He stopped shots from distance and handled deflections near the crease. During penalty kills and even strength play, he remained composed. No power play goals were scored against him in the game. Special teams did not determine the result. As the overtime goal ended, the contest teammates skated toward Hughes. Hellebuyck remained in his crease before joining the celebration. The scoreboard confirmed the final score, United States 2, Canada, 1 overtime. During post-game celebrations, American players carried Johnny Gaudreau's jersey on the ice in tribute. The team gathered for the medal ceremony shortly after. Hellebuyck received his gold medal alongside teammates following the official confirmation of the result. The final numbers remain clear. Canada outshot the United States 42-23. Hellebuyck stopped 41 of those 42 attempts. The only Canadian goal came from Cale Makar in the second period. Jack Hughes scored at 1 minute and 41 seconds of overtime to secure the win. Connor Hellebuyck delivered the performance required in a championship game. 41 saves in a 2-1 overtime victory defined the Olympic final. The United States secured its third Olympic gold medal in men's hockey, and the record reflects Hellebuyck's 41 save effort as a central factor in that outcome.
Canada won the game. That part is done. Mitch Marner scored in overtime. The team moved on. But inside that win, something shifted. Sidney Crosby left the game with a lower body injury. He did not return. There was no update right away, no timeline, no clear sign of how serious it is. And that silence is the problem. Because this is not just another player. This is the captain, the leader, the calm voice in the biggest moments. Now the question is simple. Can Team Canada win gold without Sidney Crosby? And before you answer that, let's break down why this is bigger than it looks. First, leadership. Crosby is not just wearing a C on his jersey, he controls the bench. When the game gets wild, he slows it down. When the team is nervous, he settles them. Younger players look at him in pressure moments. The semifinal is not a normal game. It is one mistake and you are out. If Crosby cannot play, who controls that moment? Connor McDavid is a superstar, no doubt. But leadership in the Olympics is different. Crosby has done this before. He has scored the golden goal in the past. He knows how the pressure feels. That experience matters. Now think about timing. Canada just survived overtime. That game was tight. Czechia pushed them to the edge. This was not a dominant win. It was a narrow escape. And right after that scare, your captain is injured. That shakes confidence. You can win a game and still feel unstable. That is where Canada is right now. And here's the rehook. Remember the title. More terrible news for Team Canada after Sidney Crosby injury. The terrible news is not just the injury, it is what comes next. Line changes. Crosby plays top-line center minutes. That means ice time must shift. Chemistry changes. Wingers adjust. Face-off roles move around. Crosby is one of the best in key face-offs, defensive zone draws, late-game situations, power play setups. You cannot replace that with one quick switch. Now imagine this happens before a semifinal. There is very little practice time, very little adjustment time. That is pressure. And pressure shows weaknesses. Let's talk about the power play. Crosby anchors a unit that controls space and puck movement. He sees plays early. He reads defenders. Without him, that structure shifts. Maybe it still works, maybe it doesn't. But in Olympic hockey, one failed power play can cost you a medal. Now here's another layer. Opponents are watching. If Canada faces a top rival next, they will attack the middle. They will pressure replacement centers. They will test chemistry early. Why? Because when a captain goes down, there is usually a short window of confusion. And smart teams attack during confusion. That is why this injury is not small. It is strategic. Now let's ask the real question. Will Crosby play? There has been no firm update, no confirmed return date. That uncertainty creates tension inside the locker room. If he is questionable, the team must prepare two plans. One with him, one without him. That splits focus. And in Olympic play, split focus can cost you everything. Rehook again. Canada survived overtime, but did that win cost them their leader? Because if Crosby misses the semifinal, this becomes Connor McDavid's team fully. McDavid can carry offense, he can drive speed, he can change a game in seconds. But this is not just about skill, it is about control. Crosby controls chaos. McDavid creates chaos. That is a different dynamic. And when you are one game away from the gold medal match, control is everything. Now let's look at momentum. Momentum is fragile. Canada barely escaped Czechia. That already raised questions about defensive gaps and late-game structure. Add an injured captain to that. Suddenly, the narrative shifts. Instead of Canada looks unstoppable, it becomes, is Canada vulnerable? That shift matters. Media talks about it. Players hear it. Opponents feel it. And Olympic tournaments are short. There is no time to rebuild momentum slowly. You either stay steady or you fall. Now here is another cliffhanger. What if Crosby tries to play through it? Lower body injuries are risky. If he plays limited minutes, does that hurt the lineup flow? If he sits partially, does that disrupt rotations? Sometimes a half-healthy captain creates even more problems. That decision will define this tournament. Coaches must weigh leadership versus risk, and that decision may already be happening behind closed doors. So what is the value angle here? This moment reveals how deep Canada truly is. If depth centers step up, if special teams stay sharp, if McDavid embraces full command, Canada proves they are built for adversity. But if structure breaks under pressure, this injury becomes the turning point of the Olympics. And remember, Olympic hockey is single elimination now. There is no recovery game. One bad night without your captain ends the gold dream. That is why this is more than injury news. It is a stability test. Team Canada is not just fighting opponents anymore. They are fighting uncertainty. And uncertainty is dangerous in tournament hockey. Let's bring it back one more time. Team Canada in trouble after Sidney Crosby injury? Right now, the answer is not clear. But the risk is real. If Crosby returns strong, this becomes a rally story, a captain leading through pain, a team united. If he cannot go, this becomes the biggest challenge Canada faces in this tournament. And the semifinal will reveal everything. Canada escaped elimination. Now they must prove they did not lose their foundation in the process. Gold medal hopes are still alive. But without Sidney Crosby, the margin for error just got smaller. Much smaller. And the next game will tell us whether this was just a scare or the moment everything changed.